Here's 4 things to think about to make the graduate route work for you in the UK. What's up guys, it's Mike with Job Ready English here with another video. Please don't forget, if you like this video, want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and drop us a comment down below and let us know what other videos we can do that's really going to help you as an international student here in the UK. Today, I want to talk to you about the graduate route and some of the things that we've learned since the first applications came about on July the 1st, 2021. It's been roughly about 6 months. The graduate route will cost you about £700. But in all honesty, with all of the expenses involved, we're more talking about £2,000. That's definitely what we've heard clients feed back to us in terms of their applications which they've gone through. And I have to caveat this, we are not immigration advisors. We provide educational advice as a business that deals with international students day in, day out, as we help them to find work here in the UK. So please, don't drop a comment down below with a complicated visa question, because the chances are you're going to get a thumbs up or a thanks, but we're not going to be able to answer those questions. So the graduate route will allow you to work here in the UK and pretty much do anything, I think, apart from sports person and coach for the next 2 years. And it also gives you the flexibility to work in lots of different places, try lots of different things. But for some of you, what's really important is what happens after the graduate route, because the graduate route can't be used for settlement, for indefinite leave to remain. It does not contribute to that 5 years and 4 months that you need to apply for ILR. And also it does provide an opportunity to work, but not necessarily an opportunity to work for longer than the 2 years. So this video is quite relevant if you're an international student thinking of coming to the UK and you're like, well, how do I stay there? How do I get work and stay there? So I wanted to give you 4 things to think about. First of all, the graduate route will be accepted by some companies, but not all companies. Right? So you might think, well, I've got the right to work, so I can just go and work wherever I like. It really depends on the company. I want to use an example that was actually highlighted in one of the comments here on our YouTube channel, namely that PwC were not accepting the graduate route for certain contracts. Now, why is that? Why are PwC being so out of order? Well, they're not. If you take the example of the ACA training or their audit graduate program, that is a free year training course. It is 3 years. It can't really be shortened, though KPMG does do an intensive course, which is quite difficult and done in 2 years. Now, companies are always going to be looking out for themselves and what they can get, and also what they're going to need from their graduates. So PwC is well within their right to say, that's great, you've got a visa for 2 years, but I really need you to be here for 3 years. As opposed to this, Accenture, we've had some positive feedback saying, yeah, perfectly happy for you to have the graduate route, come on board. Why is that? Probably because the technical qualifications that you need to do some of the jobs at Accenture are not going to take 3 years. That's quite a long training contract. When I say training contract, what do I mean? I mean a contract for graduates when a company goes, okay, you are ready to go off into the world as, you know, a more senior person, a manager type person. You can go off and, you know, we're happy to continue to employ you because they'll give you a new contract. Generally, the way that it tended to work with the skilled worker or tier 2 visa is that they give you a 3-year contract, another 3-year contract, and then you can go off by yourself and apply for ILR. So just remember that it is 2 years. So you need to think, how long do I need to get trained by this company? Number 2, don't rely on the graduate route. And what do I mean by that? If you're an international student watching this and you've just started your master's, you're part of the way through, or you haven't even arrived in the UK, the graduate route is not a get out of jail free card if you want to stay in the UK long term. You still want to remember that a skilled worker visa trumps the graduate route. Why? Because the skilled worker visa contributes to ILR, the skilled worker visa can be extended and renewed, and the skilled worker visa can help you get towards that 5 years and 4 months for indefinite leave to remain. The graduate route is really for many students who think, hey, I'm going to come and study, do a bit of work in the UK, poodle about, cook a few burgers, you know, do some deals, then I'm going to go home. But if you're somebody who's like, look, I really want to stay, then you really want to consider the fact that you need to be getting on with looking for a job as quickly as possible. If you really don't know how to do that, check out the free ebook in the description below, which is the 7 steps to get hired, where I laid out in a free ebook exactly what you need to do to get started in that process. Number 3, employers are slow to learn about regulations and changes. Not all employers are going to know about the graduate route. If you say to a small or medium-sized employer, will say, with a couple of hundred staff or less, you'd be like, I've got the graduate route. And they'll be like, no, no, we don't sponsor students. You may well have to explain to them and educate them that, like, look, actually, I've already kind of got a work visa. All you need to do is check my right to work. I'm going to send you a document which explains exactly what the graduate route is, which has been released by the UK government. We're going to put that link down in the description below, so you can just click and send it to them and say, look, I can start work as soon as possible, and basically there are no restrictions to me being able to work for you. To all intents and purposes, I'm just like somebody who has the right to work in the UK as a British citizen. And most employers will be like, oh, cool. Because their experience of trying to employ international students before is that it takes months and months and it's super expensive, and they just can't be bothered with the faff. Because if an employer is advertising for a job, they're going to want someone today, not in 4 months' time. So it's not about you. It's not about the fact that they hate international students or they're horrific racists. It's just that it's just really not convenient, and they'd prefer to find somebody who could start sooner than that. So just bear that in mind, that you may have to do a little bit more homework, do a little bit more groundwork, and help to educate them. Number 4, the graduate route is an excellent opportunity to experiment, to educate yourself, to have different working experiences. But one thing that I do want to bring to light is a business practice that I've viewed ever since I've been helping international students since 2013, which is namely, a company will say to poor unsuspecting students, yeah, of course we'll sponsor you. We'll get a sponsorship license and we'll get you a visa and we'll pay you £1,000 million a year. The poor unsuspecting students goes, oh great. The company then works them like an absolute dog for 100 hours a week for £1 an hour or something ruthlessly ridiculous. And then by the time they get to the 4 months that they had after their masters ended, they're like, oh, can I get my visa now? The company's like, yeah, no, bye. By that time, the student has to leave, which is a really awful thing to do to vulnerable students. So what I would say to you is, if you are approaching a company who says, yeah, we will sponsor you, we could sponsor you, we could get a sponsorship license, but it depends how you do. A couple of suggestions. Number 1, get it in writing. Yeah, so just say to them, okay, so if you're going to do that, how long is that going to take? And what exactly do I need to do for you to be able to sponsor me? Because I want a very clear idea of what I'm doing. If they refuse to do that, then to be honest, it's just not professional. You would be best advised going somewhere else. And also think about how long do I want to wait for these people to make up their mind? I would suggest 3 months as a good proportion of time. That would tend to be with a member of staff for me, what I would give them as a trial period. Also, companies should really have the measure of you after 3 months. And if they're not willing to take that step forward to commit in writing or in some form of document or, you know, physical record that they're willing to sponsor you if you do X, Y, Z, then realistically, maybe you're better off trying somewhere else. I hope that this video has been super helpful, just to give you some insight in really something that not a lot of people are talking about in terms of sharing their experience of the graduate route. I'm sure we'll have more to say about this as the year goes on. Don't forget, like this video, drop a comment down below. Let us know what other videos you'd like to make, or your experience of being on the graduate route or finding employment, or has it been good? Has it been bad? What are the common problems that you found? Help us to help you by giving us some more information, and we will see you soon. Bye.